It's time for Commonwealth Common Sense with Susan Stimpson and Kevin Scholla.
Hey, Susan, how are you?
I'm doing great, Kevin. Thanks for having me on.
Well, a big week for the Reverend Billy Graham, 95. Sarah Palin, one of the fortunate ones, able to help celebrate that birthday with Billy Graham. And unbelievable that he's still just such an inspiration to so many Americans all these years.
It is, and at his birthday celebration, Governor Palin was there. They had a host of different guests. And if you look it up on the internet, it's myhopeamerica.org, and this is Billy Graham's final crusade. And so many people have talked about, how he has impacted their lives, but I think it's certainly appropriate for today. We've just come through a really tough election, and we have a lot of very pressing issues in front of us. And there still is hope for America. And so I think that, in all of the things that you and I are fighting for and that we care about, Billy Graham just has a wonderful way of summing it up of what our hope really needs to be in.
With his big birthday here, they've been playing a lot of clips of Graham through the years. And it's amazing when you see him speak at all of these events and all his crusades through the years and years ago, decades ago, and his message just really rings true today just as much as it ever did, and whether you hear him talk today or hear him talk, from a while back.
And I think that he would probably say the same thing, that he's seen different patterns over and over. He's been with John F. Kennedy, that president, all the way up to today, but he did say in this video clip, if you watch the promotions of it, that he has wept for America, of how our nation is turning from God. And I just think that this is just going to be a very uplifting thing to watch. Fox News is going to be playing it tomorrow night. Sarah Palin said that it changed her whole family's life, that her mom used to watch his crusades in the 70s, and that it really turned her life around, and she feels like it set her family on a different path.
That's such an amazing story, really, that, Mrs. Heath caught on to Billy Graham there, and that set their family on the right path, and now Governor Palin and Todd able to spend some time with him now and again, including for this birthday. You know what I found just terrific about Graham, too? Still speaking, I mean, he's still just, so with it, and his message is still so lucid, and, just how he talks about the cross and the joy that he has talking about it, and also in this crusade that he's running now, and the things that are online that you mentioned, he shows these people who did not know Christ yet and now do, and how it turned their lives around. So when you see these individual stories and really humanize it for people who maybe want to see, instead of just words, see the actual tangible person in front of them, I think he really brings that home in a powerful way.
I agree, and I think especially right now, it just seems that America just has a tone. There's just such a tone of disagreement, and that, as long as we are speaking truth, that truth doesn't see Republican or Democrat or black or white or man or woman. Truth is what it is, and I think that Billy Graham is just a good reminder to all of us that that's what our hope really needs to be in, is God's truth.
And you see his son Franklin Graham, all the great work he does with Samaritan's Purse, and Christmas coming up, Operation Christmas Child, where they send these shoe boxes over to children in third world countries, packed with toys and supplies and whatnot, which is great. And also, of course, with the tragedy going on in the Philippines right now, you see how the Graham family and, Billy Graham, of course, the patriarch there, but the Graham family really out there and just reaching out to people all across the world and doing so much good all these years.
Agreed, and I don't know if you had a chance to see this, but in reading the articles about the birthday celebration, that even Donald Trump came in for the birthday celebration. So you had Governor Palin that was there, and Donald Trump was there, and Greta Van Susteren was there, and it was just a real mix of different people that wanted to honor Billy Graham on his 95th birthday.
And you can see the attraction with the Palins to the Grahams, too, not just from the spiritual level, but I heard Billy Graham's grandson speak the other day, and, it made me think of the Palins in a way where they talked about him as he's such an extraordinary person, obviously, and how he attracts hundreds of thousands of people to arenas and stadiums all these years, but to his grandkids, he was their grandfather, and he said the proof of that was, I want to say he said he has 18 grandkids, somewhere along that line. Only one of them runs a church. Only one of them's a pastor. So, it just showed that, they didn't push anything onto anybody. They waited for everybody to come around, find their vocation, find their calling. And I think that says a lot about him as a man, not just a spiritual leader.
I agree. And his son Franklin was talking about this being his father's, final time of doing this, that he would not be able to do this again, but that he had really put forth this effort to do this final crusade. And so I'm excited to see what good things will come of it.
Well, it's very inspirational, Susan. I'm glad you brought it up this week. And it also, like you said, when there are tough elections or things that we kind of dwell on and work so hard on, maybe get some disappointment, someone like Billy Graham can put things into perspective and, know that things will be taken care of.
I agree. And, Kevin, thanks for the opportunity to even talk about this.
Susan Stimpson, thank you. We'll see you next week.
See you then.
Susan Stimpson in Virginia. More Commonwealth Common Sense next week.